Namaste. Welcome to another episode of Living with a Legend. I'm Sharda Raghavan. Today we are taking a stroll down memory lane, a journey into the lost traditions of medicinal food that were part of Indian cuisine. At the heart of today's conversation, I'm going to keep bananas. Yes, bananas. But not just the ones you see in the supermarket. We are talking about the wide variety that have been cherished for centuries, especially here in Kerala, and the power they hold in their stems, flowers, and raw forms. Why did I choose banana for the first talk on medicinal food? Yes, it's because Dr. Raghavan loves bananas. He really loves bananas. Before we begin, let me share a small story about Dr. Raghavan's love for bananas. During our time working in Europe, he would offer to run across to a nearby shop daily to grab provisions. Sharda, do we need milk today? What about tomatoes? He did ask. One day, when I went to the shop myself, the shopkeeper asked me, So, Sharda, where is your husband? He comes here every day, eats a few bananas, and then takes the bag of provisions. It is so cute. So that's the secret behind Dr. Raghavan's enthusiasm for helping with daily chores. Why is the banana so special to him? Kerala is blessed with so many varieties of tasty bananas, which he grew up eating. When I moved here from Chennai, I was amazed by the sight of rows and rows of banana plants swaying in the breeze. Kerala's variety of bananas is truly remarkable. Etappalam, Palayankodan, Robusta, Poovan, Nyalipoovan, Pencil Poovan, Kappavada, Chemboovan, Karpuravalli, Neipoovan, Kudimandan, Matti, and more. Growing up in Chennai, I only knew about Nendrampalam and Rastali. Now, after experiencing the flavorful varieties here, it is actually very hard for me to enjoy certain types of bananas elsewhere. Once in Europe, I even joked that the yellow banana that we get in the supermarket tasted so bland that it reminded me of pinnaka, the dry groundnut cake that we feed cattle. Dr. Raghavan, who loves bananas, just smiled and said he could eat any variety of banana with joy, appreciating each banana for what it is. Dr. Raghavan's love for bananas even inspired my father to plant 200 saplings of various kinds of bananas around our home, just so we could have fresh fruit on hand. For Dr. Raghavan, the banana plant is more than just a fruit. One day, he brought home banana stems and asked if I could make juice. He explained this is for a patient with kidney issue. The juice can help cleanse and lower creatinine levels. That was news to me. I knew banana stem was good for digestion and constipation, but I did not realize that it could lower creatinine. Plus, Dr. Raghavan insists on eating cooked banana stem at least once a week to keep his blood sugar in check. There is truth in the old saying, let food be thy medicine. Yet, while many love bananas, few today remember how to use the banana flower or banana stem. Banana chips and raw banana curries are popular, but few have the patience to process other parts of the banana, even though they hold such potential for healing. In our fast-paced world, we are losing touch with these valuable traditions, choosing convenience over natural remedies. Once while driving through Kerala, I spotted a banana farm where the stems have been cut and left to rot. I felt it was such a waste and suggested we collect some. Dr. Raghavan shook his head. Not these, Sharda. They likely added a lot of pesticides. Banana stems absorb pesticides easily. Besides, I think this farm cultivates Nendrampalam. We use banana stem from varieties like Kadali, Palayankodan, or Nellivada. Little moments like these remind me of the vast, often overlooked bounty of nature. Even something as simple as banana plant holds so much if only we take the time to understand and appreciate it. In the end, Dr. Raghavan's insights into traditional foods like these aren't just about using every part of the plant. They are about reconnecting with the wisdom of our ancestors. He often says, in these old recipes, we find answers to so many of today's health problems. If only we could bring these traditions back into our kitchens and lives. It's another reminder that we are blessed with medicinal fruits and we need to grow them consciously and naturally. I hope today's episode has given you something to reflect on. Thank you for joining me on this journey with Living with a Legend. Until next time, may we all discover the hidden treasures in our own backyards, one meal at a time. Ciao.